Yo, what's good? It's your man 100 Grand Ross where the rock never stops. Tonight I want to do a video about why the Toronto Raptors might be the best organization in the NBA. If you agree, if you like this video, smash the like button for me, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. I really appreciate all the support and definitely have a fun time with all the comments back and forth. Uh, this is a conversation that came up um, when I was having a conversation with uh, a subscriber who was commenting on a video, and he was mentioning super teams, and it triggered something in me that it just became apparently clear that the Toronto Raptors are trying something that I don't think has really ever been done in the NBA. And I think it was something that the Golden State Warriors kind of stumbled into. But the Toronto Raptors are trying to actually create and build their own super team. Like, when you really think about it, what is a super team? It is multiple superstars. That is a super team. A great team is having multiple all stars, preferably three or more, right? That is a great team. A good team is two or more all stars. All right. Now, I mean, you might disagree, agree. This is all my opinion, but I've been watching the game for a long time and I know what I'm talking about. You see, when people talk about super teams coming together, they looked at LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? Two superstars. And they said, man, those two together, if they're healthy, they're immediately the favored. Well, what happened the very next year when they were both healthy? They won the NBA championship, right? You saw what happened with the Golden State Warriors when they got Kevin Durant. They became a super team and they ran through the league. You saw what happened when LeBron went to Miami. They ran through the league. Multiple superstars, right? But then you have other teams who have multiple stars, right? Now you might have a team that has multiple stars that has the ability to get into the playoffs, right? And be one of those mid-tier teams. And I think that's where the Toronto Raptors fell last season. They had two all-star level players and a great system and supporting cast. And as a result, they were able to get to that fifth seed. They lost in the first round, but it was a hard fought, and Fred VanVleet was coming off an injury, right? They had a lot of injuries in that series. Scotty got hurt. Gary Trent was, hobbled. OG was hobbled. Like it was a rough series for them. But please don't mistake at all that the Toronto Raptors were a damn good team last year. They were a damn good team last year. In fact, if Fred doesn't get hurt in the second half of the season and Pascal starts the season, I think that they actually are ending up maybe even higher than that fifth seed. They're probably around the probably third or fourth seed because this is a team that knows who they are and they have a great system, great coaching, great chemistry, continuity, all that stuff, right? But let me get straight to it. This is how I know they're trying to build a super team. Is because they have a system that is heavily cemented in the development of their players, not just one player. And this is where most teams get it wrong. They're trying to develop one guy that they deem has superstar potential, right? They might have a Jalen Green, right? And say, okay, we just want to throw him out there, give him hella playing time, and we want him to be who he's going to be, right? And we'll sacrifice wins for that sake, right? Most teams will invest in the guy who obviously looks like a future star or superstar, but not the Toronto Raptors. Masai Ujiri and the Toronto Raptors are very meticulous about selecting individuals who fit a particular prototype that they can foresee and project to have a high probability of maximizing their talent, right? It's not so much are they obviously a talent, right? Like Scotty Barnes was obviously a great talent, right? But it's the mindset of the organization that says, look, we want you to be everything that you can become. And so we're going to give you everything that you need to become it. And we're going to bet on you as much as we bet on us. And we're not just going to bet on one of you, but we're going to bet on everybody across the board and let the cream rise to the top. And that's how Toronto runs its organization. When you see OG Anunoby, right? When you see guys like Scotty Barnes, see guys like Pascal Siakam, Precious Achua, Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., not one of them do they pigeonhole into a particular role and they say, you're going to be a shooter. You're going to be a facilitator. You're just going to be this so you can support this star over here. They don't play that way. That's not their system. Their system is about maximizing your talent and potential. And so they push you to develop all aspects of your game. And they put you in a system that requires you to play confidently within what you have been working on developing in your game. And the only thing that holds you back is your confidence and your work ethic. Right? If you lack confidence, like Bruno Caboclo did for a lot of times and struggled to develop, right? It's going to show, and the cream is going to rise past you, right? If you don't have the work ethic, right? Malachi Flynn, if you don't have the work ethic to truly develop the other aspects of your game, like on the defensive end, or being able to do other things like penetrate consistently, get to the rim, like Fred has been able to develop, right? If you don't have the work ethic to rise to the top, you're going to fade to the back, right? And eventually off this team. But this is a beautiful mindset. This is an amazing mindset because no longer are they chasing these quote unquote superstars. No longer are they going to leverage all their resources, right? All their talent, all their salary cap just to bring in one guy. That's why they didn't go all in to get a Kevin Durant. Right? That's why they don't go all in to get a Bradley Beal. Because they're looking at Gary Trent Jr. saying, look, you may not be Bradley Beal, but if you can be some version of a high-level shooting guard who can defend and still attack off the dribble, give us some of that Klay Thompson, right? Give us some of that ability to get to the rim too while shooting lights out. Hey, you know what? That's an all-star level player, right? Fred VanVleet, you may not be a Russell Westbrook level athlete, but you know what? If you could be highly efficient like a Stephen Curry, right, and add some playmaking like Kyle Lowry showed you how to do, right, and be another all-star, now you got two. Pascal Siakam, if you can develop your game like Anthony Davis did and really show ability to attack off the dribble and shoot, whoa, you can be an all-star. And he's shown you he's not only an all-star, but an all-NBA performer. He's probably a stage out of superstardom. We might see that this season because we all know the only thing left for him to really develop is that shot creating ability, right? He's shown you the playmaking. He's shown you the ability to get to the rim. He's shown you his finishing. He's shown you that he can hit open jump shots. Now, can he create his shot when the pressure is on? But the beautiful thing about it is he's already an all-star as well. So this team already is two all-stars down. Gary Trent Jr., he's going to have an opportunity to step into an all-star status level. And in a year where his contract is coming up, he's going to have an opportunity to be a free agent next summer, right? Expect him to try to take that leap. Expect him to do everything he can to take that step. And the beautiful thing about it is Toronto's like, look, we know the salary cap is going up, right? We are more than happy to pay you based upon what you're showing us your value is. We have no qualms about that, right? We're not going to shortchange you. But we're going to demand that you rise to the top. And this is where guys like OG Anunoby falls in. Hey, you know what, OG, you have been getting better every single year. But you're not exactly taking leaps. You're taking steps. And when you got a guy like Scotty Barnes who comes in who already does more than you, right? Because make no mistake about it, Scotty's been putting in work since his high school days, playing at Montverde Academy, right? Playing alongside Cade Cunningham and Moses Moody, pushing each other. Right, best team in the United States. Then going to Florida State University, right, under a great coaching system, a great developmental program there in Florida State. They put out so many great players. Kudos to that organization and head coach as well, right? And Scotty Barnes arrives, and all of a sudden it's like, yo, the bar just got set higher. OG, I'm sorry, man. The bar is set higher now because Scotty can do what you do and more. So now you've got to work that much harder so that you can continue to maintain this rise to the top. And this is the competitive nature and environment you want to have in any organization that says we want to give you everything you need to succeed. And we're going to keep demanding that you continue to work hard to elevate yourself. You see, when you have this type of environment, you might be looking at a team next season that might have, it's not out of the question to have 4 all-stars. It would not be at all. Let's keep in mind what this team was able to do with Pascal out early in the season and Fred leading the way as an all-star, putting up great numbers. Then he gets hurt after the all-star break, or right before it, going into the all-star break. And then Pascal finally starts coming on going into the all-star break. So he kind of like takes over what Fred was doing, right? So they never got a chance to play together, and yet they ended up being the fifth seed. Now you keep in mind that both of them start the season healthy. Plus a Scotty Barnes, who nobody predicted was going to be this good this fast, right? Is going to start next season building upon all that confidence, Rookie of the Year trophy, and doing everything he was doing in the Rico Hines run, showing off his development. And he looked like he put on another 10 pounds of muscle. We should be having a muscle watch on ESPN talking about Scotty Barnes because his ability to get to the rim and be that strong and impose his will, he's starting to have that Giannis Antetokounmpo energy that everybody was talking about in whispers at first. I saw it. I first heard it from a Masai, and then I started seeing it early in the season. I said, "Yo, his stride length, his reach, his ability to finish over the rim with both hands, his footwork in the post, right, and his ball handling and facilitation, and his ability to move at his own speed and not be able and not get rushed by defenders, showing those things as a rookie. Yo, he can do something. Now you add 10 pounds of muscle on top of an already physically imposing frame, somewhere around 6'9", 225 pounds, now probably around 230, 235 pounds, and an improved shooting range and jump shot. Yo, that could be scary. Scary, flat out scary. And we all saw what Gary Trent Jr. was doing when he had that stretch of 30-point games, right? He had like 4 or 5 or more 30-point games like racked up in a row, right? He was torching everybody before he got hurt on the back end of the season. So now you have them all come in at the beginning of the year healthy. This team could have 4 all-stars. They're trying to build their own super team. You see, this was something that the Golden State Warriors fell into because Mark Jackson, right, had the foresight and the vision to say, yo, I see Steph, I see Clay. I see what they could become. And for this team to be great, they need to become everything that I'm seeing they can be, right? The only difference is the organization didn't see it. They were happy it came. And then they said, well, let's get a system that maximizes it and brought in a Steve Kerr and Alvin Gentry. But the difference is they didn't really continue that. Now they're starting to like clue into it. And they're like, yo, we want everybody to be good. We want Jordan Poole. We want Moses Moody. We want Jonathan Kaminga. We want Andrew Wiggins. We want everybody to look good here. We want everybody to be great. But it's taken them a while. And I would dare say that they're now trying to replicate what Toronto has been doing because they weren't always trying to do that. They stuck Harrison Barnes in a corner, right? And they said, play your role, right? They told everyone else, play your role around Steph and Clay. Right? And it worked for the most part, right? They got a championship out of it before bringing in KD. But now all of a sudden they're trying to build up everybody. But this is something that Toronto and Masai Ujiri saw the necessity to do early on. He said, look, we're not going to attract big name free agents. If we get them, we get them. Cool. But we're not going to leverage everything that we've been working on and developing just to get one, right? Because it makes no sense for us, especially if they just leave right after. You know, I think one day there's going to be a 30 for 30 and Masai Ujiri is going to talk about trading DeMar DeRozan and how that probably irked him inside. He knew it was the right thing to do, but at the same time, he's looking at somebody that they were able to develop within their system, and it had to have left a bitter taste to see Kawhi Leonard leave the very next year despite winning it. Because he's like, look, what are we building this for? Yeah, we got our goal, and so it was worth it, yes. And is this where we want to constantly be? Waiting for the right time, the right opportunity to get a superstar, because it's rare that it comes. It's rare. It's rare. And so right now, what you see with the Toronto Raptors is they are building the environment to cultivate stars nonstop, hoping that one rises to superstardom, right? In this group, it's probably going to be somewhere between Pascal or Scotty Barnes. And when I say superstar, I mean someone who can impose their will, score at will, despite whatever defense is set up in the most intense of competitive situations, right? You saw Boston, Golden State in the NBA Finals, right? Jason Tatum struggled. He was not able to elevate himself and impose his will to take the pressure off everybody else to make the game easier to give his team an advantage. Stephen Curry was. Now, guys don't become this overnight. They don't just miraculously figure it out. Not everybody does. Some guys do. Some guys hit the ground running as soon as they get into the NBA Finals like a Magic Johnson, right? First time there, boom, they look amazing. All right, but those are the few. Many guys have to develop over time. And what you're seeing is more than likely Pascal is going to take another step, big step. Scotty is going to take another step. Gary Trent is going to take another step. And what you might be looking at is the next super team. But this time, it's homegrown. Yo, let me know what you think about my thoughts on the video. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'm going to holler at y'all next time. Peace.